There are certain moments in life that don't seem important until years later. A late train, a stranger, a simple decision that should have meant nothing. Looking back now, I think my life would have been completely different if I had simply decided to wait until morning. This happened about 3 years ago. At the time, I worked as a maintenance technician for a telecommunications company. Nothing exciting. Most nights were spent repairing damaged fiber lines, checking signal boxes, or replacing equipment after storms. Sometimes I wouldn't finish work until after midnight. That particular night had been especially exhausting. A heavy thunderstorm had rolled through the city, knocking out service across several neighborhoods. My partner had gone home sick earlier that evening, leaving me to finish the last few repairs alone. By the time I clocked out, it was nearly 1:15 in the morning. The streets were soaked. Rainwater reflected the streetlights like broken glass. I remember thinking how strangely quiet everything felt. Not peaceful, just empty. Normally, I drove to work. Unfortunately, that afternoon, my car had been taken into the shop after the transmission started making a terrible grinding noise. So I had no choice but to rely on public transportation. According to my phone, there was one final commuter train leaving Central Station at 1:42 a.m. Missed that one, and I'd be stuck waiting until almost 6 in the morning. The station was only a 10-minute walk away. I figured I'd make it easily. The rain had almost stopped by then. Only a light mist drifted through the air. As I walked toward the station, I noticed something unusual. There were almost no cars, not even taxis. Usually downtown still had some life, even after midnight. But that night, it felt abandoned. Every storefront was dark. Traffic lights cycled through green, yellow, and red. For absolutely no one. The only sound was my own footsteps echoing against the wet sidewalk. I kept telling myself I was just tired. After working nearly 14 hours, your brain starts imagining things. At least that's what I believed. When I finally reached Central Station, the giant electronic departures board was still lit. Only one train remained. Northbound local platform 6, 1:42 a.m., exactly as expected. The station itself felt far too large for the number of people inside. I counted maybe 6 passengers spread across the entire building. A woman asleep on a bench. A man reading a newspaper. A couple arguing quietly near a vending machine. Nothing unusual. I bought a bottle of water. Checked my phone. 1:34. 8 minutes to go. Platform 6 was almost completely empty. Just a long stretch of concrete disappearing into darkness. The fluorescent lights buzzed softly overhead. One of them flickered every few seconds. I stood near the middle of the platform. There was no reason to stand anywhere else. The train arrived exactly on time. The brakes screamed against the rails as it slowly rolled into the station. Only 3 cars. Far fewer than usual. The doors slid open with a mechanical hiss. No one got off. I stepped inside. The air conditioning felt strangely cold. Not refreshing. The kind of cold that immediately makes the hairs on your arms stand up. I looked around. Completely empty. Not a single passenger. I actually smiled to myself. An empty train after a 14-hour shift? Perfect. I chose a seat near the center of the second car. Close enough to the doors. Far enough from the windows. Old habit. You never know who might get on. A soft chime echoed through the train. Doors closing. The train pulled away from the platform. Slowly at first, then faster as the city lights began sliding past outside. For several minutes, everything was normal. I checked emails, scrolled through social media, barely looked outside. The first stop came and went. No one boarded. The second station, the same thing. I started realizing something. Every platform was empty. Not one person waiting. Not one security guard. Not even a homeless person sleeping on a bench. Nothing. It was odd, but not impossible. It was almost 2 a.m. after all. I looked at my phone again. No signal. That surprised me. The subway tunnels downtown often killed reception, but this line ran entirely above ground. I shrugged. Probably maintenance after the storm. The train continued north. Then, without warning, the lights flickered. Just once. The train jerked slightly before settling back into its normal rhythm. I glanced up. Everything looked fine again. The overhead display still showed the next station. Maple Street, 3 minutes away. I leaned back in my seat, closed my eyes for just a second. And that's when I heard it. A single metallic sound. Clang. Like someone dropping a coin onto the floor. I opened my eyes. Nothing. The car was still empty. I looked toward the front. Nothing. Toward the rear. Still nothing. Maybe it came from another car. I put my earbuds back in. Another minute passed. Then, clang. Exactly the same sound. This time, closer. I removed one earbud. Silence. Just the steady rumble of steel wheels rolling over the tracks. I laughed quietly. Lack of sleep can really mess with your head. That's what I kept telling myself. Then the train slowed. The announcement chimed. Next stop, Maple Street. Outside, the station came into view. It was completely deserted. No passengers. No station attendant. No lights inside the waiting room. The doors opened. No one got on. No one got off. 30 seconds later, the doors closed again. As the train pulled away, I happened to glance through the window, and that's when I saw him. An elderly man, standing perfectly still at the far end of the platform, watching the train leave. I frowned. I could have sworn he hadn't been there a second earlier.